und herzlich willkommen. Hier ist wieder eure Gweldin und ich nehme heute mit euch die dritte Folge auf vom Schatten in Vatikan. Wir stehen hier immer noch bei der Nonne. Wir wollen mal gucken, ob wir den Zimmerschlüssel von unserem Freund bekommen.
I don't live here.
Nein, du sollst hier nicht leben. Du sollst gucken, ob da der Schlüssel drin ist.
Which one is the key to Cristoforo's room?
It's in that bunch of keys at the top right.
And what do the other keys open?
Nothing that belongs to this place, that's for sure. They've been added by your friend.
Schlüsselbund. Mal gucken.
Those must be the keys Cristoforo left here. Can I take Cristoforo's keys?
Why do you want them?
I'm collecting my friend's personal belongings.
I'm sorry, young man. I know your intentions are good, but every infraction has a price here. After all that's happened today, I don't think they'll just send me back to the lunch hall. This time they'll send me away completely.
I see.
Naja.
Thanks anyway.
Müssen wir mal gucken, ob wir die Schwester irgendwie überredet bekommen. Gucken wir
In
doch mal.
God's name. I know this book very well. It's a long essay written by David Yallop, an English writer who investigated the death of Pope Giovanni I. Among other things, the book concentrates on some shady business dealings involving the IOR, the Vatican Bank, plus the relationships between members of the Holy See and the Freemasons, various banks, and Roman organized crime in the 70s and 80s. A sad page in church history. But why did Cristoforo take a copy of the book with him?
Ein Heiligenbild.
I'll take them all. I think I should know more about them. Their position in the book could not be accidental, so I'll also remember the pages.
Okay, jede Menge Heiligenbilder. Dazu kann uns bestimmt die Nonne was sagen. Oder vielleicht gibt sie uns den Schlüssel dafür.
Have you ever seen these bookmarks?
Well, they seem to portray holy pictures, but they're not mine. I only carry one of St. Brigida with me, as well as one of Padre Pio.
Nein, das möchte sie nicht. Na gut. Entschuldigung. Gehen wir mal nach Hause. Und überlegen mal, was uns Cristoforo mit den heiligen Bildern sagen wollte. In dem Buch geht es um eine Verschwörung des Vatikans mit Bank. Karten stecken da drin. Heilige.
These are the bookmarks I found in Cristoforo's book.
Ja, dass da Lesezeichen waren, ja. Da steht nichts weiter drauf. Heilige. In der katholischen Kirche haben Heilige irgendwie auch immer einen Feiertag. Mal gucken, ob uns das weiterbringt.
I'll search for the days when the bookmarked saints are celebrated. Done.
Gut. Dann wollen wir mal gucken, welche
These
Tage
are the 5
rausgesucht hat.
bookmarks I found in Cristoforo's book. I checked the dates the saints are celebrated. Saint Alexis Falconieri, celebrated on February 17th. Saint James the Apostle, celebrated on May 3rd. Saint Joseph, celebrated on March 19th. Saint John of Nepomuc, celebrated on January 5th. Saint Stanislaus of Szczepano, celebrated on April 11th.
Okay. Wenn wir die jetzt wieder ins
I
Buch
should have the
packen.
information I need. I'll put the bookmarks back in place.
Hat sich ja die Seiten gemerkt. Und wenn wir jetzt das Datum nehmen und dann im Buch Zeile und Monat nehmen, das das denn irgendwie zusammenrechnen? Mal gucken. Zeile 2, Wort 17. Nee, Wort 17 geht nicht. Also andersrum. Zeile 17, Wort 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Zweite
Yes,
Wort.
the holy picture shows this word.
Gut. Umblättern. Der hatte am 5.3. Also Zeile 3, Wort 5.
This should be the word indicated.
Kooperative Ostia. Der hat am 19.3., also 19.3. drittes Wort. Bank.
This should be the right word.
Kooperative Ostia Bank. Der hat am Nepomuk 5.1. Kredit.
Yes, it should be this one.
Bankkredit. Einen haben wir noch. 11.4.
I think this is the right word.
Von.
The words I circled form the name of a bank. Cooperative Credit Bank of Ostia.
Ja, klar.
Maybe this is a clue or some kind of note from Cristoforo, but it's my only lead.
Gut, wir haben ein neues Feld gekriegt. Wir können jetzt zur Bank, wo wir uns auch gleich umsehen werden. Entweder gehen wir jetzt direkt raus zum Auto oder wir benutzen das M. Dann öffnet sich die Karte. Da wir das Auto ja aufgeschlossen haben und anscheinend auch nicht abschließen, wenn wir es irgendwo hinstellen, können wir gleich zur Bank fahren.
The Cooperative Credit Bank of Ostia.
Gut, was haben wir denn hier? Ein Kunden.
It's not appropriate to bother him.
Wir wollen ihn nicht stören. Naja, machen tut er auch nichts. Was haben wir da noch? Werbung.
To be honest, I don't trust it that much.
Er vertraut Werbung nicht. Gute Idee. Frau. Ah, mit der können wir reden.
Hello.
Oh, hello. God listens to my prayers.
What?
Well, as soon as I saw you coming in, I prayed that you'd come over and talk to me.
Really? Why?
You know, a handsome guy like you arriving right here?
Well, yeah. Actually, I'm here because... Well, sometimes I swim a couple of lengths.
And your accent is very unusual. You're not from here, right?
No, I'm American.
Ah, American. Yes, finally I found a handsome and rich man. Come on, don't be upset, young man. I think you misunderstood me. Do you see the girl behind the front desk? She's my daughter. I hope you understand. It's just that I'd really like to be a grandmother.
Oh Gott, wir haben uns noch gar nicht
She's
kennengelernt
over
und sie
30
will schon,
now.
dass wir Kinder mit
So-
ihrer Enkeltochter kriegen.
I think that everything I say can and will be used against me.
By the way, Paula, hurry up. There is a nice guy waiting here.
I'm going as fast as I can, Mom.
Youth of today. They do not realize they should not miss the boat.
Naja. Aber, dass man einfach verheiratet wird oder zusammengebracht wird von irgendjemandem, ist... Man sucht sich doch eigentlich alleine aus.
The employee is your daughter?
Oh, it's so nice of you to show how much you care. Don't you think so, honey? Isn't he sweet?
Mom, please, I'm working.
Ha! I can't believe it.
How long has she been working here?
Oh, not long. She took the place of my poor husband. You can ask her for any information. She's really good at her job. I mean, she doesn't do anything else, you see. That includes her non-existent social life.
Well, I suppose everyone has their own priorities.
But she's wasting the best years of her life, right? At that age, I wasn't like her at all. When I was her age, Antonio and I, well, my husband and I, used to take the car and go to that dark street where all couples go. And then... how many back seats were ruined in those days?
Mom!
Oh, come on. He's a young man, right? Tell me who didn't do these things as a young person. And you should do them too, my dear.
No, not at all. I always use public transport.
Ja, lieber nicht sagen, dass wir mit dem Auto hier sind. Der Kunde ist immer noch da. Wir können also nicht mit der jungen Dame da reden, die arbeitet, was wir eigentlich ja hier möchten. Also fragen wir nochmal, was der Ehemann gemacht hat. Oder fragen wir, was sie macht. Ach, wir nehmen mal den Ehemann.
I'm sorry about your husband.
Thank you. He was a good man. When he kept away from Peperanata, I mean.
You said that he worked here?
Yes, my Antonio was employed by this bank. They accepted his early retirement application so our daughter could take his place.
Was he sick?
No, I would say he was only very, very tired. He was the only one working in the family, you know. At the beginning, it wasn't easy at all. When he retired, he was under a lot of pressure at work, and I think he also lost interest in what he did. You know what I mean?
Why's that?
I've never understood the reason, but I'm pretty sure it was not the most exciting job in the world.
Dann fragen wir auch nochmal.
I'm sorry, we haven't
Ihre
introduced
Geschichte.
ourselves yet. My name is
Beziehungsweise
James.
wer sie ist.
Oh,
Quatschen hier schon eine halbe Stunde und kennen sich noch nicht.
Very American. I am Anna. Anna Marano. You know, I took my husband's surname. I haven't used my maiden name since I got married. After all, I think it's right, don't you? A woman honors her husband's name, while his duty is to work, to maintain and protect his family.
I have the feeling she's trying to tell me something.
Please, Mom, don't torture people.
Oh, why don't you hush up, baby? Your role in this world is to marry and procreate. This is the destiny of all women.
Ja, sie hat etwas
This
altmodische
is the
Ansichten.
ordained scheme of things.
Got it. I've entered a space-time rip, and this is the Middle Ages.
I
Sagt
know
sich
what
auch
you're
gerade.
thinking, James. Maybe I seem like an old-fashioned woman. But you see, after what happened to my Antonio, we have been alone. And so I have nothing left to do but take care of Paula. This is why I always come here to bring her lunch. If I don't take care of that, I mean, don't you think she is pale? And how can she find a man if she doesn't put on some weight in the right places?
Please, Mom, I can take care of myself.
You need me, dear. Believe me. And you also need the direct help of the Almighty.
Really?
Of course. I'm usually here during the day, and say some prayers I found in this book. I ask God to send my baby a good-looking man that will break the monotony of her boring life.
Ja, wenn sie so viel
You know
betet.
what? God really exists.
Wollen wir mal gucken,
Wow.
was es für ein Buch ist.
I must say, this is, well, a strange reason to have such confidence.
Obviously, you underestimate yourself, young man.
I have to go. See you later.
Hope to see you soon, young man.
Das glaube ich, wenn sie uns mit ihrer Tochter verkuppeln will.
It seems like a collection of prayers.
Ja, hat sie uns ja schon gesagt. Nun ist der Kunde weg, nun können wir nochmal schnell mit Paola reden. Mal gucken, was sie uns sagen
Hello.
kann.
Here we are.
Please forgive me if I made you wait.
Wonderful. James and Paula are becoming friends.
And forgive
Oha, die
my
sieht schon,
mother.
die strickt schon die Babyschüchen.
Oh, I think
Bitte
your mother
nicht.
is amazing.
You should never encourage her.
You must accept the situation, my dear. Everybody likes me.
You've been very tolerant. Thank you so much.
Well, so what's all this formality? Why don't you call each other by your first names?
I would be very pleased to do that.
As I said before, you're very tolerant, James. So, are you here to open a bank account?
So, jetzt können wir sie über die Bank fragen.
Actually,
hatten wir
I'm
ja
here
vor.
on the advice of a friend, so I would only like to ask you some information.
Go on.
No offense, but I didn't even know this bank existed.
That's quite normal. The Cooperative Credit Bank of Austria is a low-profile institute, and it has no other branch apart from this one.
I see.
This is something we consider an advantage, as we're really a family bank. Even the staff is just like family. Often children take the place of their parents. Look at me.
So you're completely autonomous?
Generally, yes. Sometimes we receive help, but just in specific situations.
What kind of situations?
Funds for works of charity, for example.
Jetzt fragen wir sie nochmal nach ihrem Vater, warum er ihr den Job gegeben hat.
So you're carrying
Das-
on your father's work?
Freiwillig gemacht hat oder
Exactly.
weil sie nichts hatte.
And how do you like it?
Not bad. I can't complain. Although I need permission just to go to the restroom, and it's all so boring.
I can understand that.
Listen, my mother likes you, so I'll be honest with you. This job was nothing more than a replacement opportunity.
What do you mean?
My father asked for early retirement for health reasons. At that time, I was unemployed, and so,
But you stayed here.
yeah, he wasn't happy at all that I took his place. But his pension wasn't enough, and we needed someone in the family to work. I stayed only because I couldn't find anything else. You know, the crisis.
Why did your father not want you to work here?
I don't know. In his last days, he seemed to develop a sort of intolerance towards this place. But probably he only wanted the best for me, like all parents do, I suppose.
Na, der Vater wird
Antonio
schon seinen
Morano
Grund
wanted
gehabt
to
haben.
keep his daughter far from this bank for some reason. I don't think Paula knows the real reason.
Dear Dad, if he knew I was still here.
Don't worry. I'm sure you're doing your very best to make him proud.
Oh, James, you're so sweet.
Mom, we're trying to talk. Would you mind?
It's not my fault that you speak so loud.
Jetzt werden wir noch mal fragen, von wem denn nun die Hilfe genau kommt.
You mentioned this bank receives funds for works of charity.
Yes, we receive support for that kind of financing.
From who?
From the Istituto per le Opere di Religione, the Vatican Bank, as many call it.
Is this place connected to the IOR?
No, not exactly, but sometimes it supports our institute for this kind of business. We've got a little office that takes care of this.
I see.
I understand that for a little bank like this one, the IOR may seem like a very big deal.
I read about the IOR in the book Cristoforo left down at the guest house. So Cristoforo was investigating here. This must be the right lead. The problem is that without his help, this lead could have already reached the end of the line. Thanks for helping me.
My pleasure, James.
Tja. Das Buch hat
It
bestimmt
seems like
noch
a
was zu
collection
sagen.
of prayers.
Vielleicht können wir da ja mal reingucken.
Mrs. Morano.
Oh, James, I beg your pardon.
For what?
Well, you see, just by chance, I overheard your conversation with my good
Ja,
Gier,
welch Zufall.
By chance?
and a small detail came to mind. Recently, a man came to my house asking the same questions as yours. You know,
Welcher
about my
Cristoforo
husband,
das
his
wohl war,
job,
der die
and
gleichen
the
Fragen
bank.
gestellt hat.
A tall man, very kind and wearing a black suit. Not so different from you, James.
Cristoforo.
It's just that, well, how to explain? He didn't have your charm, my dear.
What did you talk about?
Sie konnte ihn nicht mit der Tochter
Of course, I
verkuppeln.
immediately
Priester.
asked him if he was married. You know, for my daughter. But guess what? He said he was a priest. What bad luck. Hey, wait a minute. You aren't a...
No, I'm not a priest. I'm starting to consider writing it on my shirt.
Oh well, it's not so important. You're American, right? And priests can get married in America.
Not every priest. Marriage is permitted only to Anglican priests, for example.
What? Oh, I don't understand all these religions at all. Such as the one with that fat god, always seated.
Das ist kein Gott, von dem
Anglican
Jeans
religion
redet.
is just a form of Christianity. Just like Catholicism.
Oh, really? Don't know. Never heard of it.
And Buddha is not a god. But I think it's better to get out of this vortex. Mrs. Morano.
Oh yes, sorry. So this fellow was particularly interested in an old book of my Antonio's. I don't know what was written in it. It was too boring for me to read. But near the end, I saw my husband writing a lot of things in it. Things about work, I suppose.
Is it possible to see it?
I haven't got it anymore. You see, the priest insisted that I lend him the book for a few days. I didn't feel like giving him something that belonged to my dear Antonio, but he practically begged me, and he offered me something in exchange.
What was that?
That book of prayers you see on the table over there.
So that is Cristoforo's book.
I couldn't refuse the exchange, you understand. It would have been just like, I don't know, refusing a gift sent directly by the Lord. And believe me, it's better if he's not angry with me, especially at this time. Moreover, the priest
Wir müssen
told me
also
the
auf
book
jeden
was
Fall
very,
noch in dieses
very
Buch
important to him.
Did he explain why?
Yes, and that's the strangest thing. You see, he said the book of prayers was given to him by one of his American friends, a priest called James.
I'm pretty sure I never gave that book to Cristoforo.
What a fool that I didn't understand before. You are American, right? And your name is James. So it's either an incredible coincidence or...
I know that man.
Exactly.
Also gib uns doch das Buch.
Mrs. Morano, it's very important for me to have a look at that book of prayers.
Well...
Is there any problem?
Listen, James. You're a nice guy, and I'm sure you're perfect for my daughter.
Thank you, I think.
But I'm very protective of my personal things, especially those that allow me to ask favors of God.
Is she talking about prayers?
But even apart from that, don't you think it's strange that you'd like to take back a gift you gave to a friend?
Yeah, it's just... It's a long story. That Cristoforo has invented. And I need to understand why.
I have no proof that you're the same James, the one the priest talked about. Do you understand me?
But I told you I know him. We're old friends. His name is Cristoforo.
I don't remember his name. Anyway, it could be a coincidence. I believe in coincidences, you know. Like the fact that the name of my neighbor's daughter is Anna, just like me. Isn't it incredible?
It's a small world.
The James he was talking about was a priest, like him. But you told me before you're not a priest.
As a matter of fact, I was a priest.
Okay then. Call him, so I can be sure you're friends.
I can't. Cristoforo had an accident. Now he's in the hospital.
Oh, that kind man. I'm really sorry to hear that. I hope his condition is not serious. Well, let's do it this way. Convince me you were a priest. I am sure you have something that can prove it, right?
So, jetzt müssen wir sie überzeugen, dass wir dieses
I don't know
Buch
what to show
bekommen.
her.
Was können wir ihr denn zeigen, dass sie uns glaubt, dass wir mal ein Priester waren? Die Bibel. Wir geben ihr die Bibel.
Here's my Bible. How many people do you know with a Bible in their pocket?
Ja, ich habe keine in
And
meiner
how many
Tasche.
people do I know with a book of prayers in their pocket? Please, Anna. I really need that book.
All right then. But don't take it away with you, okay? And when you're finished, please remember, you owe me a favor.
Okay. Thank you so much.
So, wir dürfen uns jetzt das Buch nehmen, was wir auch tun.
Now that I have permission.
Und wir werden in der nächsten Folge herausfinden, was drin steht und wie wir weiterkommen. Ich hoffe, euch hat die Folge wieder gefallen. Ich freue mich auf ein nächstes Mal. Eure Gweldin.